Hey y'all. Welcome to Shine Your Light podcast. Of course, I am your host, Lachelle Hooks. Woo, woo, woo. Yes, I'm still doing my woo, woo, woo. I'm going to need her not to say that under her breath. Yes, I'm still doing my woo, woo, woo. That is a part of me. I can't help but to do it. But welcome to the Shine Your Light podcast, y'all. So excited to be here with y'all. Even more excited to go into the topic that we're about to go into. We're about to talk about how to break up, y'all. How to break up amicably, okay? Not throwing his clothes out, right? Not calling people and, making angry posts and all this and that, but how to, depart responsibly. We're going to get into it today, and I think we're going to shine a light on a lot of great things. And I think my guests are going to do the same. So let's get into it. Yeah. So let's welcome our amazing guest that we have today. Of course, we're going to start with the queen. She on her phone, but she can multitask. Hey, girl.
Hello, everybody.
We got Sheeza in the building. Yes. Energy. Yes. Yeah. Welcome, Queen. Welcome. So she is again,
Yes.
and she's representing her business, her company. She's a Vibe. She's a Guide. You want to give us just a little bit of information?
Sure. So
Thank
She's
you.
a Vibe is a business about customization. We customize anything from party favors all the way to t-shirts, home decorations, and a lot more. Website coming soon. So
Whoop,
check
whoop.
us out at She's a Vibe for customization on Facebook and Instagram. And She's a Guide is just an extension of She's a Vibe, where I actually teach people business. A lot of talented people don't know the business side, and I fill in the blanks for you there. So follow us there on Facebook as well.
She's a guide and she's a vibe. And she is definitely a vibe in real life. Amen. Really quick though, where did you get the She's a Vibe? You told us before, and it was so inspiring. So if you could just share that really quick, that would be so dope.
So I felt like I was around a lot of women who pushed me up when I needed that support. And I felt like those same women second guessed themselves. So I started saying, if I'm a vibe, then she's a vibe too. So we're all vibes as women, and we are not in competition. We should be collaborating together to build better for everybody.
Yes, reciprocating. Amen. Yeah. Reciprocating that good energy and now influencing it as well. So shout out to Sheeza. Now we got some tea for y'all today. We got some tea for y'all today. We have a very handsome gentleman in the building who just so happens to be someone I have previously dated. We got my ex-hubby wubby here. Yes, that's the title for today. That's the title.
Ex-hubby wubby.
Ex-hubby wubby. We got Mr. Reggie in the building. On those mics, just a little bit. But Mr. Reggie is someone who I absolutely respect and adore. He is an author. He is a coach and a mentor as well. He's a counselor and so much more. So I think anybody, and I'm sure Renina can contest to this. She's can contest to this. Anyone who Reggie is a part of their life, he has such a beautiful influence
for sure.
on them.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Like I said, my little big brother.
Yes. Yes. So you taught him well, girl.
I appreciate it.
You taught him well. So welcome, Mr. Reggie.
Thank you.
It's good seeing you again.
I know, right? It's been a minute. I know.
It's so funny.
It's good to see you.
Don't be looking at me like that now, Reggie. Mr. Reggie. Don't be looking at me, you know what I'm saying? No, but I really respect you guys, and I appreciate y'all for coming in to talk about some great things today. Okay. One of the reasons why Mr. Reggie is here, y'all, is because we can contest to the fact that our breakup, I believe, was very respectable.
Mm-hmm.
There was no disrespect involved. We parted ways at the time that we needed to part ways before things became toxic.
Mm-hmm.
Before I did go in that closet, grab them clothes and throw them in the yard.
I can't even see you doing that.
And I would not do that. Thank you for saying that.
I'm
the type to throw the hangers in the yard just so you know that I could have.
Right.
But I didn't.
Right.
I could have. Okay, so I'm gonna be real with y'all right now. The worst thing that I've ever done, and this is me really telling y'all my business once again. The worst thing I've ever done, it wasn't done to Mr. Reggie, of course.
I know that's right.
Thank God.
Let's just say amen.
Because he got sisters.
Yeah,
Okay.
No.
But the worst thing I did was, how people like slash tire women that got cheated on and, traumatized, all type of stuff, Lord. You know how they slash tires, Lord.
Okay.
They did damage to cars.
Yeah.
The worst thing I've ever done was put took the crowbar out the car and set it on the hood of the car and opened the door. Like I could have if I wanted to. But I didn't. And this was my early 20s, y'all. I would never do such a thing now.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah,
I'm proud of you.
I could have,
I done some things.
That was baby daddy.
Good.
We ain't gonna get into that, Lord. We ain't gonna get into that. Yeah, unless you want to.
Got enough time, honey.
Listen, Renina is evidence of beautiful growth. We all are.
Exactly. Yes.
But Renina is
For
absolutely
sure with
evidence
that one. Oh my
Absolutely.
of beautiful growth. So, no, I really want y'all to be very open, honest, and vocal on the show today. So I'm gonna bring up a couple topics, and we gonna go on and get into it. All right.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. I'm going to try not to press the button. I'll be ready to press the buttons. Okay. So before we get to the point of breaking up, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a moment where we basically kind of identify that it's time for us to break up, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
one or the other.
Exactly. So, people kind of come to, first of all, people always get comfortable with each other, right? But there comes a point in time where they're like, should I stay and make it work? Or am I forcing it to work?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So can y'all offer, and again, Reggie is a counselor as well. Renina is somebody I absolutely respect and will take life advice from at any given moment. So would you, how can you dictate the difference? You know what I'm saying? Are you forcing it? Are we forcing this right now and it's going to turn into something toxic? Or are we making it work?
I think let's identify breakup, right?
Okay.
So breaking up is already tough to do. Whether it's for I cheated, I lied, I'm abusive, or it's because emotionally I'm not feeling you no more, right? Either way, it's tough, okay? So most people that I've come across have been broken up via, so some people believe that their significant other cheated because that was their way out. They wanted to be caught. They wanted to be somewhat seen because they know that the other person would leave.
Right.
If caught.
they call,
right?
okay.
If caught,
Right.
because that's a lot easier than
To
me
get out
coming
of it.
up to you and saying,
I don't wanna do
Ooh,
this.
right,
that's
I don't want to do it no more.
fire.
Because when I think people have a
Men
hard
really do
time.
that?
Playing upon women's insecurities.
No, yeah,
That's what I would do.
I
'Cause you
think-
know she's insecure enough to wonder if you stay out at 4, what you were doing. So you know if you start at 4, she may not say anything. 'Cause
Right.
most women in that state are tiptoeing. And this
Right.
is from experience on my behalf. They're tiptoeing. So you are nervous to ask the question that your mind is ultimately telling you. My personal advice would be trust your gut and your talks with God. It's
Amen
simple.
to
Yeah.
that.
As that, because you would never know. And then make sure that while you're leaving, it's facts and not feelings. That was a huge one for me, and I just turned 40. We feel what we feel is facts. I feel it, so it's facts. It's concrete because he was out to 4. He came in, he had a pink mark on his shirt. That was lipstick. It's nothing we can dispute about that.
Right.
When most likely it could have been, it sounds crazy, but it could have been an incident where he was walking, he tripped, and a young lady lip tapped on his shirt.
Or he
it
hugged
could
one of
be-
his
yeah,
friends.
it can be a
or
different
a
situation.
female friend. I understand that.
But I think a lot of women leave for their feelings and not facts or considering.
Some of these men
the
be so
situation
good
the
at
kids are
hiding them
in.
facts, though. But that's someone that's not the example that Reggie just gave.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, breaking up is a brave thing to do. And most people
real way.
oftentimes
Yeah.
choose the coward route. And so, and the coward route, like I said, is to start something to get out. People start arguments. People stay out later.
I'm
The
gonna give you a reason.
they
to
hold-
leave,
They
so I don't
stop
have to say
caring.
the
it.
character
They just stop
change,
caring,
right?
right,
You see the
right.
character change as opposed to just saying, I don't want it to work. It's easier if I get you so mad that you do it
Not realizing
and
that
get
you're
it out
causing further damage
for
and
yourself,
most people
right? Yeah,
for both parties.
yeah,
And most people
yeah.
would be okay
But in the
with
long
the
run, it'd
honesty.
be for yourself.
Ooh, why
it'd
you
be
say
for
that?
yourself.
Why would that be for yourself?
Because
Because you doing the cheating, you doing the harming.
exactly,
instead of just being
oftentimes,
honest.
yeah, when you good in a relationship, like you didn't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Oftentimes,
Like
when
me.
y'all
I'm
break
just
up or whatever, the other person
You
typically
irritated.
comes back. She making jokes, y'all. She making jokes.
I knew she's gonna be
making
full of jokes today. I was
I
She
ain't
waiting.
making
do
jokes. You know what I'm saying?
nothing.
But usually they come back, whether it be the next day,
I
a
agree.
week, a month, a year.
Yeah.
When the other person leaves for whatever reason, whether
Right,
it's
right.
is you know what I'm saying.
They thought the grass was green on the
yeah,
side for them.
yeah.
They wanted some free
Ooh,
time.
that's
when you
They
that genuine
just- yeah, I
person
agree.
and the other
Yeah.
person leaves, genuinely they come back. It's difficult to find that genuine person. You can find, muscle 6 foot,
Mhm.
but cutie. It's a lot of them. It's a lot of
Right,
them. But
right.
somebody who genuinely cares for you,
Right.
you're not gonna replace tomorrow or next
Right.
week. You know what I'm saying?
But
Even
that
though
it's
is in
difficult.
value.
for a man,
That
they
is
don't
in
want it.
value today, especially for those men that can kind of get any woman that they want. Typically,
That's what it's so
yes.
much easier for a
Yes.
man to
It's
come back
not.
off of that breakup most likely than that female.
Right.
And even with the genuine added on, it's still going to be easier for that man to find another genuine woman who will love on him just as that woman did, versus that woman finding another genuine man.
It depends on
I don't know.
how
I
that
don't know,
woman is
Renina.
living as
I
a
don't
woman
know. Yeah.
to that man, because
Yeah.
Mhm.
we got a lot of alpha females, as
I
they
think
call
to the
them.
majority, that's
We got a
correct,
lot of
though,
alpha
Renina.
females and things like that, or bad bitches, if you will.
Don't point at me when you say that.
I'm
I
just
am not
saying.
a bad bitch.
Like,
I'm
wait,
just
wait.
saying.
I'm
Wait.
not a
We
bad
have
bitch.
a lot of.
I am a good woman.
we have
Drop a
a-
bomb for
I
me.
believe.
Drop a bomb for me. Bad bitch. Make sure they know. Make sure y'all know.
that wasn't towards you. I'm just saying.
Oh, okay, we need some
It's
clarity.
a lot of women with mentalities that
And y'all know,
you
I
know,
think that's our
they-
era.
they
I believe
carry-
any girls now. That's our
Yeah.
era.
they carry that masculinity,
Right.
and but
Ooh, that's
to
good.
find a woman who moves in her softness and femininity, nowadays,
Yeah.
you know what I
Off
mean,
that.
it can be challenging for a lot of dudes.
Okay, I am hearing so many men, even though we're getting off the subject just a little bit, we're going to bring it back. I'm hearing so many men say that. I had a show yesterday, a panel of all men, And so many of them say the same thing. A lot of women are not operating in their femininity. You know, why? Because we've had to, not me, because I do operate and I thrive in my femininity. But don't be looking at me like that.
I'm listening. I'm listening to what you said.
I'm waiting for that.
But I do understand that women, you know, typically say they're in those roles because they've been forced to be in those roles.
And I disagree with both. I felt like they felt in the beginning.
Right.
And within my marriage, I forced myself to get into my femininity. Only because that's the marriage that I wanted.
Okay.
I did not want a marriage where my husband was not the lead.
But he made you feel safe to be in that position as well, right?
Well, so how I saw it is I didn't marry somebody saying this person was going to be somebody totally different the next day. I expected it to be a change. So actually, I changed it up. I married him with full intentions on being the lead. I never felt like I knew that was different or like felt like it had to be somebody set to be the lead.
Right.
I felt like I could do this. It's just me simply what older woman told me was you will always lead your household. You just need to make him feel like he is the lead. And that's exactly what I started to put into my first year of marriage. And then I realized that wasn't going to work because it still left me feeling like I was doing everything.
The weight was on you.
It was too much. And it was like, okay.
But his shoulders was puffed up.
Yeah. So it was like a conversation that needs to be had. It's like, hey, you know, when we got married, I knew you were thinking that this is how it's going to go. But there was the talk that he feels like other people like ignore or run from.
Yeah.
I handled it face on. Look, I want to be in my feminine energy. I got used to it. I like it. I enjoy it. I need you to pick it up so that I can stay there.
Okay, really quick, and then we'll go back into, you know, the topic of the day. But we're gonna go into a couple different things today, you guys. But do you feel like there are gender roles in a relationship? Like,
80,
are there?
Certain things, 80-20, very few things do I feel like are gender rolled, in my opinion.
Okay.
Yes.
I was waiting for him to take forever to say yes. He is huge.
Can you?
Raised in
And
the
I
same
know
household,
that.
honey.
Hey, but hear me out. Listen to me. Hear me out. You have, I'm just an example, right?
Okay.
Ford make cars.
My car.
Ford makes trucks. Ford makes vans. It makes motorcycles.
Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Each vehicle model have a purpose, right? They make so many models because there's a purpose for each one,
right?
Depending on the weather, depending on where you're going, depending on who you have with.
Right.
It
He
depends,
might 80-20.
right?
I was at 100% no. He made it 80-20.
So understand. Now,
Right.
I am a believer of Christ, right? And so God made two models of human beings. He made male and he made female.
And I agree.
Now,
1000%.
a motorcycle isn't better than a van.
Right.
If it's hot and warm out, you know what I mean?
Right.
Now, if you got 20 people, then you go, it depends on what the purpose is.
Okay.
So
Agreed.
each vehicle has its purpose, just like each gender has their purpose within not only society, but as well as relationships. We all play our role to help make the world a better what it is. That's all I'm saying.
It could be
that's all it is.
accomplished if the roles ever got reversed or were
You said, could it
different
be
way.
accomplished?
Yeah.
No, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna say a Chris Rock joke.
Oh my God.
You can drive a car with your feet if you want to,
Don't mean you should.
but that doesn't make it the smartest idea when
Right.
the hands are easier.
Right.
So
But
could
you gotta look at
women structure a city, go in the sewers, the pipes, and go down into the ocean, and do all these things that men traditionally do?
Right.
I believe they can. Now, is it easier for men to do it?
Right.
Absolutely.
agree
Because
with
generally speaking, we are taller, we are stronger, we are built for things like that. I
Okay,
believe.
so what about in the case, and again, we're going to get back to the topic, but before we do, what about in the case where the man is maybe more,
That's
has
what I was
more
just about to
feminine
say. Well, I won't say that,
characteristics?
but in the manner of the way you said it.
I can
get
speak
it,
on that too.
But you said each car has a purpose, right? So each model of that car has a purpose.
Yeah.
So each situation is going to have a purpose and intent behind it too. And that's when you as partners have to know what your strong suits are for each partner and accept it just as that outside of the gender role society has set.
Yeah.
To me, when I accepted that, since my brothers and my like the men in my family are like so
masculine,
like
clearly,
protective. I will die if you touch my niece, my cousin. Like that's the role I feel like that our Black men have took on.
Yeah.
And they left out the nurture side a little bit, where I see fathers are so with their daughters.
Right.
And then you're not understanding that if you're raw with that daughter, you're wondering why at my age I allow a man to be raw with me and I'm being raw back. Because when I was put in that situation as a kid by a man that I looked at to show me the example of what a man should be, that's what I was given. And when I was rah back, they was like, yeah, niece, you don't let nobody do this to you. Mm-hmm. So when I did that to my husband, until I got around women who were okay with being in their femininity and understanding that that did not make them less of an independent woman, that they keep trying to act like it can't be 50-50, the society thing. Mm-hmm. It made me realize that I was the masculine one. How am I asking this man to lead when I'm giving off all the leading energy? I ain't giving him a chance to lead. Let me explain. Let me.
I'm listening because they show listening and commenting. So go ahead.
Since he has financial gain, but financially, when it comes to literacy, that's my PowerPoint. Mm-hmm. It's not for him to say, well, I'm the man, I'm going to figure this out. It's for him to be a man and understand that sometimes as being a leader, you need to follow. Mm-hmm. And if you're going to lead me, I need you to understand that as our experiences may be different in life, and the reason we're together is helping these experiences within our kids, that some of my experiences are going to be okay for you to say, let me take her opinion in consideration.
Right.
I think the image you gave off, and I get it. I know you're not like that because you're my brother and I know you personally. But young men hear that and ultimately decide that this is what a man is. And it's not. A man is understanding that sometimes I have to tuck it in to say, okay, baby girl, what would you do in this situation? Because you've had this experience. Right. Versus I'm stressed. I'm dealing with this by myself. I've gave my wife the silent treatment because I can't talk about it to her because of what society has said. And then we get men that are killing their families because he can't come to their woman and say, this is a lot for me. Mm-hmm. I can't do this. I'm about to let it go. Mm-hmm. No, I'm serious because, and I say that from the feminine, masculine woman. I was at that point where I was like, I can't do it no more.
It's a couple things though. I'm with you. I'm with you on that. Miss She Survived. I am.
I want my husband
I'm missing you.
To me and say,
when I
know
say
I'm the man, but here go two things, baby. Help me. Remember, you taught me. Help me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Help me.
Gender roles that is different than emotional intelligence. As far as you mentioning, as men being more affectionate or being more nurturing, I guess with the women in their world, that's totally different than gender roles. That's not a role.
People hear role and assume that roles are
I was gonna get there.
Traits.
No, I was gonna get there because masculinity would be a trait as opposed to the gender roles. I don't go off the roles that society states neither. The role, when I say gender roles, again, y'all, I'm a believer and I try to live as much as I can in to that life. And one of the things, just an example, society gender roles is women are to raise the children. That is not what God says in the good book. He said that men are to discipline and train their children, right?
I ain't gotta say nothing. They got it. I'm gonna eat my strawberry. Y'all go ahead.
There's several things that there's several things that they define different biblically compared to society when it comes to the roles of genders. But if you are dating a woman who is financially more savvy than you, is financial Financial literacy is not a role. So if your
There
woman
you go.
is financially more literate than you, then of course, because a real man would know himself and his weaknesses enough to know I'm gonna pick a woman where that's her strength because I don't like it.
Okay,
And
so
I'm
name
a
roles then.
so-
Maybe I'm-
so
name
role,
the
for
things that
example,
a man would do in a role, and then some things that a woman would do for your gender. Because I feel like society labels it what happens in the house physically and mentally.
I put it more so
I'm just
biblically
listening.
speaking, right?
Yeah.
The good book would say a woman is to comfort, support, nurture, right?
Okay. Mhm.
And simply put, for a male is to provide, protect, secure, right? Now, that is what I mean specifically when I say roles. So
Those are all
so
traits to
what-
me, though, too. You can say those are mannerisms and traits too. Or
it
like you
depends
can
on
jump, you don't want
well,
your
let me
woman to
use-
protect
let
you.
me finish. Let me finish.
You
That's what
better
I'm
help
saying.
me.
That's what I'm saying. You gotta let me finish because it
Okay.
depends on how on how
I mean,
it's
I might
used.
throw some
because
you know what?
Generally speaking,
What?
I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead.
Okay.
see what I'm saying, y'all. The
Okay, so
women
one
on
thing-
here, y'all.
No.
The
one
women on here, y'all.
Okay.
One thing
Listen.
that me and Reggie used to, Mr. Reggie used to debate about often, you can contest to this, Reggie, was if the man and the woman were equal, right?
Mhm.
And you would always say, we're not equal, but for me, I feel like
As human beings,
feel
we are
like
equal in roles in which we play. We are
have different
not.
roles. There we go.
That
See, I like
is-
that.
yeah,
That
say
ain't
that,
what you
'cause
said
you-
a couple years
Yeah,
ago.
yeah. But y'all trying to have me up. You see how they trying to do me? You see how they trying to do me? At Shine Your Light, they trying to, they trying to do it. They trying to do me. They trying to do me.
We
But-
shining the light,
But
Lord.
the truth is, as human beings, we both have we both, like, for example, okay,
Get to know your
nowadays.
partner and know the strengths and weaknesses, and then
No,
y'all
hear me
can
out.
work it
Y'all are
Nowadays,
one, so
right?
your strengths, benefit both of you.
Of
you
course,
guys are
of
one.
course,
That's
of
it.
The
course.
That's all.
relationships, the
Absolutely.
strengths and
That's it,
weaknesses
that's
bounce
all.
off each other too.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
That really.
I suppose.
It takes.
You know what I
It
mean?
takes a
I'm
man.
trying to get it out,
Wait,
but
wait,
I don't
wait,
want to
okay,
interrupt
okay,
y'all.
go
You know what I'm
ahead.
saying?
Because
They
it's a-
killing me,
it
y'all. They
takes a-
killing me over here. They killing me.
You trying out for real, buddy?
They
Yeah,
killing me.
no, the
Me.
man got your back. I see them responding. Gender roles alone,
Yeah.
genders alone doesn't define your strength. They
Thank
got
you.
a lot of
Man,
comments. So shout out to Kenda, shout out to Latoya, shout out to Matt. We appreciate y'all for y'all comments. Matt, I'm gonna need you not to have a
they don't
full
want me to finish, y'all.
full paragraph letter.
That's true.
Because we can't
That's
read
true,
all that
you
right
know what
now,
I'm
but
saying?
we'll read it later and
Is he
get back
mad,
to you.
though?
That's
We
true.
I
already
don't know.
mad.
It's something about hurts and traumas in there, but we ain't gonna go into it right now.
Yes, I think everybody. I want people to stop with the projection of we are not all moving in hurt and trauma. Please stop it. Please. Most of people's understanding of actual words that are defined already are based on experience.
Right.
So most people are operating in that manner. It's the fact of understanding that operating in that manner is what's going to get you closer to your healing, to become whole, and being okay with operating in that. It's just how you do it. It's not what you do, it's how you do.
Right. And you shouldn't be dating until you're in a healed state, for one. For two, that's why we're talking about partying amicably and partying in a healthy way so that it doesn't cause traumas and all of those things. So yes. Hey Tommy in the building. Yes. No, just kidding. No, go ahead. No,
You
just
got on your
kidding.
list?
Yes, it is. Well, go ahead. Ask it. How do you?
How do you leave a
Kenny, how you
situation
doing?
when it's going to be a horrible situation? You only can control your actions. So I want to hear what the audience feel. How do you deal with a situation when you are trying to leave a situation, but that person is not allowing you to? And I mean allow you to in the manner of they're threatening to, because I see this a lot with females. Guys threaten to expose them about stuff, or females is threaten to expose males.
Oh, so I've dealt-
against. STDs. I've seen it all when it comes to breakups. How do you leave that situation when you know it's going to be?
My personal opinion, if it is
I got an
truly,
easy answer for that.
if it is truly toxic, don't feed the toxicity. So my opinion for that is to ignore, block, ignore. Do not allow that person to have any type of access to you in any way, shape, or form. And carry on with your life, because if you combat them, if you go back and forth, you're feeding whatever that
Silence
thing.
is the best
Yes,
response. 'Cause they
give
want
give
your
them
reaction to me.
nothing.
Yeah.
Give them
Yeah.
absolutely nothing. And if you need to involve authorities at that point, then absolutely do so. But for the most part, ignore them, block them. So you guys can answer that. Reggie, if you want to answer that real quick, and then we can get
There you
into
go.
the topic.
Yeah, I would just say, especially under those circumstances, accept it. Once you accept what you did or who you are, I mean, nobody can use that really against you. It is who you are. So you only feel shame if people tend to, I guess, expose you. If you know you feel shameful for doing it, so just accept what you did, your mistakes, and keep it moving.
And ladies, we grown. Don't let no guy threaten you with that.
Amen.
Yeah.
Call me.
And learn the
Yes.
lesson behind it.
All grown. It is
Call
okay.
me.
Learn the lesson.
Agreed.
Don't do it again. Right, right.
Agreed.
Learn the lesson.
Yes, yes. Tommy, we definitely need you on camera. Yeah, there he is.
Oh, there.
Yay.
Hey, what's up? Face all.
Welcome, Tommy. Welcome, Tommy. I really wanted, thank you for being here, first of all.
No problem.
I really wanted you
It's
to be.
because it's you.
Thank
It's
you.
because it's you.
Thank you. I really
I
wanted
had all the
to.
excuses in the world and I got here. I'm good.
And I really appreciate that
problem.
from my heart. And not only that, but you're here to teach the people, because you shared, you shared a testimony with us on a previous podcast
Mhm.
about your breakup, and how the end game for that breakup was y'all having a whole business together. Okay, but before we go into that, Miss Shiza identified the signs of breaking up, or when it's time to walk away, is simply when you feel it in your heart, right?
And with God, talk to God.
Talk to God. I love that
For
first and
sure.
foremost. When God gives
will
you that
play yourself.
confirmation that it's it's time for y'all to to part ways. So my question to y'all here is, how, before we get into all of that other stuff, the after the breakup effects and the aftermath, how do you break up?
How do you break
How
up?
do you break up?
I'm
Like,
bad
is
with
there
that. I
certain
just be like,
exactly?
why?
There's so many different ways that that result in really bad situations, and
It didn't
they're
have to be that
avoidable.
way.
They're avoidable,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
So is it okay to break up via text? Should it be in person? Like, how do you
I
break
think
up
when
with
he
a
said
person?
Prepare for the situation.
Okay,
If you
prepare
know, like,
how?
it's what I meant.
Because he was talking about cheating on them to get them to move them
no,
away.
Nah,
Did you
I
cheat on
was
me,
not
Reggie?
talking
Wait,
about
did
cheating
Did you cheat on
on
me?
nobody. Don't put that out there. Don't
He
put
didn't
that out
cheat on
there,
me,
Shell.
y'all.
Shell, don't put
He
that
was
out
a
there.
really great man. He
Don't
did
put that
not
out
cheat
there.
on me at
No,
all.
no. I'm just saying.
You
I'm
wouldn't be
just
here right
saying.
now, okay?
You just mentioned how they go bad, or can go bad, because, as I mentioned, whether it's because you did something negative or whether because your heart isn't there,
Right.
no one's gonna take it
Mm.
all that
Your
good,
heart
no
won't let
matter
me no
what.
more?
You know what I'm saying? Chill. And so I'm just saying.
Tell the
man.
people. People want to know now, Mr.
I'm
Reggie.
I'm
Tell
just-
the people.
You should have known this was gonna be the
Yeah. See how she boxing me,
Yeah,
King? She
right.
trying to
They
box.
want to know.
I'm just saying.
Brought
I'm just
chocolates
saying,
and
man.
strawberries and start
Yeah,
grilling.
right. She did get the strawberries and chocolate.
And
chocolate
set it
Broke
up.
cake,
my
didn't she?
heart, y'all.
Here
Did
you
she?
go.
The
Yeah,
man that
yeah.
broke my
She
heart.
tried.
On this
But I'm
day,
just saying, because it is so tough, people tend to avoid it
right
due
right,
to the cowardice that they carry, the
right,
fear
right.
of the response.
So how do
If-
they do it when it's time to do it?
Well, I think that goes to the G's that she just named, gut
Right.
and God, because first you got to know who you messing with, right?
It's two good
Right.
G's.
I know
Good and God.
that
I'm gonna put that
that-
on a t-shirt.
based on the history, and I'm gonna use me and you. We got history. The history. There were times
It
when
was
we were
good
upset
history.
at each other, right? And based on how you handled that, right? You was upset.
I don't think it was times we was upset with each other. I think for
I
us,
think you
it
were
was
pretty
times that we were
upset at times.
unsure about certain things. But I
No.
don't think it was times we was upset.
Uncertainty and anger are different
Was I
emotions.
angry? Was I
Yeah, yeah. There were times when you were
I've been there
upset.
for one.
And
Let's
so
unwrap this.
yeah, yeah.
Let's unwrap
So
What's
you know
happening?
what I mean?
People- What was it about?
So people
I'm
get
really kinda
upset,
curious about that.
Perception is
throughout-
reality.
and throughout
that's
that,
true.
being
That's true.
being upset, you can tell if they can handle tough news or not.
So can I handle tough news right
Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. And so,
now? Tell
but
the people.
but
they
you
wanna
can
know.
tell, she finds something in your phone, and it may not be what you think it is.
Have I ever
right?
looked in your phone?
No, man.
Not
so
one
so you wanna
time.
know?
so you
Never
then
felt the
you
need to.
understand
Are y'all
that.
both auditioning for days?
I don't know. I'm trying to get on the breaking up for the people so they can get an understanding.
Well, how did we break up? We had a conversation.
Yeah.
That's how we broke up. We had a conversation.
We had a
It was a
conversation.
very emotional conversation, but we had a
But
conversation.
again, most can't have that conversation or don't due to it's a fear thing. It's a fear of their response. And if they
It's
do,
a cowardly
and it could,
thing, like
exactly,
you said. They don't
and
want to face the storm.
absolutely, and it's the fear of, man, what they upgrade, right? And so you hold on while you do what you do.
And see, that ain't
You-
right.
I'm just saying, there's a lot of
Because they don't want
variables
you to
behind
because
it.
they don't want you to
There's
be
a
with
lot of
nobody
variables
else.
behind it.
Okay.
So, if
Firm
as
is
far as
crazy.
how,
Right.
I would suggest, you know what I mean, while you're in, I'm assuming you're not in that position right now,
Right,
those
okay.
who are watching, and if you are in a position that you at least know who you dating or who you talking to, so that you know them well enough that you can actually have an adult, mature conversation as, sorry, but I don't want to be in no more. I don't feel the way I used to, without,
Amen.
glass being thrown. Because if you
Amen.
feel
You
like
don't
that
feel
person
safe,
gonna
text
do
them.
that, then you know what you do. Yeah, you
protect
absolutely
yourself.
Yeah, and
Some
that's,
people deserve
that
to
is
text back up.
valid. That is absolutely valid. What she said, if you don't feel safe, it's okay
Yes,
to
don't
part
try
ways
to be
from a
courageous
distance.
and
Absolutely.
say it in
I
person.
Yeah.
do feel like,
and if y'all
when
live
you're-
together, have the cops with you
Yeah.
while you go grab your stuff.
There you
Yeah, you know
go.
what I
Stuff out
mean?
before you
Yeah,
talk about it.
yeah.
Yeah, and like we also talked about, just identifying when it's time for you to get to that point of a breakup. I personally feel like, if you can really look over the years, or look over the time that y'all have been together and assess things, and y'all haven't grown, it's not in alignment with your vision for your life. It doesn't have to be that y'all are on bad terms. You just want something different in your life. You're no longer there mentally, spiritually, like Reggie said. And all those things, then it's okay for you to make a change in your life and not feel guilty about it.
Absolutely.
You don't have
I
to feel
agree.
guilty about it.
I have to
I
disagree
agree.
Doesn't
with
mean
that.
y'all are bad people. That's okay.
I agree. Two good people cannot be good for one another. A
Exactly. I
breakup
know
don't
so
mean that
many.
somebody is this bad person
Because I'm a
necessarily.
good person, you a good
No, but I
person.
think
good
Reggie,
people.
The
We
way
we
good
good
this is
people.
being portrayed
Yeah,
is
look, come
bad.
on, Reggie.
If
Come
I'm
on,
not
Mr.
happy,
Reggie.
I walk away, and that's
Oh,
not
that
going to be
chocolate
a
over
real
there.
relationship. That's like
Well,
one of the
that
biggest
wasn't
things
the
that I've
question,
learned.
though.
Honestly, yeah, she was like,
How
if
do
you-
you break up
If you're
was the
not there
question.
spiritually, the reason she gave for breaking up with a person,
Oh.
I think, is why we have so much anger behind the breakup, because it comes off as selfish. Somebody told me I was in a relationship before that was really,
It's
really
okay
bad.
to be selfish with your future.
But
It
then
is
you gotta add the
okay.
kids.
And absolutely, I completely understand that. Kids, that's a little different. But at the same time,
Yeah.
you're not responsible what somebody else does. You're responsible for how you react to what's happening right now, right? So if that person tells you, I no longer want to be with you, you can't force them
Oh
to
no,
be
no, no!
there.
I'm not saying force
Okay.
it. I'm saying a lot of people
Break up over little
They're
things.
break up and they feel like they don't owe that person anything, when in actuality you do.
I think
If
you owe
that
them an
person wasn't
explanation.
abusive, wasn't cheating, like toxic,
so they feel
toxic stuff.
used almost.
Exactly. I feel like you owe that person a sincere explanation to take blunt, like 80% of that accountability for that, to let that person move on whole, to be with somebody else that will respect them in that manner.
Right.
A lot of people just like, you this, you that, and they walk away,
Please.
when in actuality it's more so you, because I was fine in my skin.
Please
The person that I'm gonna meet
understand
will love that,
that person is not only freeing themselves, but they're freeing you as well.
Facts.
Because they don't want to be in that position in your life anymore. They're setting you free. So respect that. There's so many of us out here, y'all, that are with people that we're not supposed to be with, and we're like stuck in it like glue. And and we shouldn't be, and we don't have to be. At one point in time, are we going to move on and really pursue what God truly does have for us? Not only that, but you're blocking what God has for that next person as well, right? So identify if this person is in alignment with your future. Identify if this person is in alignment with God's purpose for your life, your purpose, all that good stuff, right? Identify it, and then move accordingly, and then split amicably. We are human beings.
Emotions involved. Don't get upset.
And emotions will be involved because they think they own a person. You don't own a person because you had a time with them. We all date people to find out if they're our person or not, and that's okay if they're not.
More dating and less relationships.
Amen.
The phrase that you were using, like you own a person, almost implies that there's like anger.
Yeah.
When a breakup,
possession,
but sometimes it's just hurt.
Yeah,
it's just pain.
And
right. So it's not anger. It's kind of like,
say.
why are you doing this to me?
Right.
That it does become selfish, and then those questions come up. And no matter how amicable you are, saying, "Hey, this is what my problem is," this they can't. Why? But why?
Yeah, exactly.
But
no matter how you do it, breakup is gonna be hard.
It's going to be hard.
You're honest with the person and say, "Hey, to be honest, listen, I enjoy spending time with you, but I don't like this."
That's great.
Yes,
you could tell me that all day. I'm like, but why?
Right, but I love
why
you.
Gotta
go? Yeah.
We can work this out because the toxicity actually festers in relationships long periods of time because people feel, well, we can get over that.
Yeah.
We can fix that. Give me some time to fix that. And you probably have gone through it over and over and over. I'm like, no, we've done that before. But I can change.
Yeah.
I can do better.
Yeah.
And they don't even realize that God has something greater for them.
Because that seems like all you have right that moment.
Exactly. And it's okay, y'all, to take time. Why you laughing? Because you know how I am.
It's okay, y'all.
It's
okay, y'all.
No, for real though.
And she like it 24/7 though. She not saying that.
We don't want to hear that when we broke up though.
Listen, it is okay.
Lachelle, we don't want to hear that. It
hurts.
And that's okay.
She gonna relax you with her voice.
Like, why are you so relaxed? I'm hurt.
You gonna be dead talking to Michelle. It's okay. You like
no, it's not okay.
Yes, it is.
Ain't nobody got time, y'all. Ain't nobody got time.
He still got my towels.
It's a little Chicago up in here now. Some Chicago Chi-Town up in here. I'm mad you say he still got your towels, Lord.
Who broke
but
up?
It's okay to be by yourself is what I was gonna say. But go ahead.
1000%.
Yes, go ahead.
But I was making that point because I've been seeing. So y'all know about
got the towels,
right?
Yeah.
We might go all off subject, but I'm
no,
you're
good.
Yeah,
you're good. You're good.
It was a woman in particular, and I think she said she's a little above my age. I'm 40. I think she said
and you
she's
look
like
good,
45,
girl.
50.
Woo.
Period, 20. So the lady mentioned that she got in this powerful position. She became the CEO of her company, whatever the case may be. And then she felt like her husband wasn't feeding into that. She felt like he wasn't feeding her spirit, her growth, whatever.
Very important. Very important.
Honestly, I've been in that position recently. Like I said before, you get in that position where you are growing as a person. And I feel like if you don't communicate with yourself first to figure out what is going on with you before you emotionally speak to your partner, you can be giving away something that's not meant to go to somebody else with God. So that's why I say most of everything to me when the relationship is all about yourself. When you know yourself, it's hard for somebody to pass something over on you or to you, or you getting mad about a breakup. Like, I can admit I probably was mad about breakups in my 20s and 30s. As a 40-year-old, it's nothing you can really much say to me outside of my kids.
I'm trying to tell you, when you are solid within yourself, it is your laws. Like, okay,
put the time into yourself, get to know yourself,
Exactly.
and then when you go into a relationship, it's a lot easier for both parties.
Oh, this is so powerful.
Untouched.
That is so powerful because you just gave them a way to identify that feeling, that feeling that they're having during the
Shouldn't
breakup.
go off feelings. This is the problem.
Facts.
But
This is
feelings
women.
exist. No, men
No,
have
Ma,
feelings too.
no,
Men
no.
have
It-
to learn.
No,
you
no.
cannot
Marriage is
detect
not,
this
ooh,
off
so
of
much
feelings.
passion
But
behind
listen,
that.
I'm sorry.
Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. The feeling, that hurt that you're feeling in the midst of a breakup, right?
The person
Mhm.
breaking up or the person who got broke up with.
The person that got broke up with.
What
if
about
you're
the pain
trying,
that
if
the
you're
person
listen,
doing
if
it,
you're
though?
trying, if you're
Mhm.
trying to, I mean, they're the one that's making that decision.
But they hurt too.
But they're hurt.
See, that's the thing.
Yes,
See,
that's how it's
and that's
looked
why
at.
I'm going.
But
And
shit.
that's why the other
What I'm
person
trying
get mad
to-
because they feel like you have no feeling attached to what
Yeah.
you're saying. Well,
And-
this is hurting me too, but I know.
But
That's
what
why I was
what
going.
I'm
The
trying
best.
to say is, if anyone, and I understand that, I completely understand that, y'all. Okay.
Yeah.
She'll just be
Walton
breaking up with
family. No,
Right.
Wait.
not at all.
Wait, did she just
What?
put us in the hurdle like that? Remember
No.
that we was at the barbecue and she put
But
us in the hurdle like
listen,
Walton
listen,
family.
we not.
Right.
No, but for real, like if you are that hurt, and I understand being hurt over that breakup, someone leaving you, but if you have those feelings, and I understand you feel disappointed, and you feel betrayed. Thank you so much. And all of that stuff, but you have to identify how. That's a question mark right there. How whole are you within yourself? And you're not. If you
Most
feel
times it's
so
not betrayal,
broken
you
that a
feeling.
person is leaving you, but you that should be an automatic identification that you have some self-work to do. If a person, a human being, leaving you and telling you that you're not right for me, you're not good enough for me, whatever that is, you're just not perfect for me, then you
Right away, they should be of acceptance.
not necessarily right away, because I understand feeling that that sense of betrayal. Yeah, initially, but you gotta know, you gotta be so confident within yourself. You gotta be so much of knowing who you are that you
I
know
agree.
that you're going to be good. Don't allow nobody to have no puppet strings over you, and that's the mindset that you have to train yourself to have.
That's a
because,
huge
like I always say,
paradigm
ain't nobody
shift.
got time.
That's a huge
Knowing
paradigm
what
shift.
you feel and being able to put the
But just
exact word
identify
to it,
with
to me,
it.
is where it go wrong.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
Most
go.
people
That's a
they're
lot
not
of maturity.
angry,
Yeah.
they scared of the future because this person left and that
And it's
person may have been
confidence
doing
within
something.
yourself.
But it come off as anger because we weren't taught to evaluate our feelings
That's
to decide
good.
what they really are
That's
versus what
so
we're feeling.
good.
So
in
here,
that moment.
so I'm going to give you some vulnerability here.
Let's
So
go.
once
Let's
upon a
get it.
time,
Once
there was this
upon a
dude
time.
who was in a relationship,
Relationship.
and she broke up with him.
Wink you.
And hey, I'm not pointing no finger or anything, but the analogy I can use is like a grocery bag. So you go to the store and you put all your groceries in one bag, and you transport that bag to wherever it's got us to go.
Yeah.
So I use the grocery bag as like I put all of
your
my
eggs in
all
a
my
basket.
love, all my compassion,
Yeah.
all my dedication. I cut off every single person in my circle. This is gonna be my person, and I passed the bag off to her. And because she broke up with me, I feel like she kept the bag, and everything that I gave was in that bag.
Right.
So,
but it
in
was
order
a
to put-
rental. She had to give it back.
Absolutely. Well, no, I mean, no,
And
yeah,
she gave it back
that's
full.
that's the reality.
You have to train your mind to see it.
But my
that way.
mind has that bag gone. It's
Right.
gone. So
Right.
all that stuff is in there. I don't have anything left in me.
And
I
that's
can't give
how
it to nobody
people
else at
fall
this
into
point.
Depression. That's how people
And that's
fall
exactly
into all those
that's
things
that's
because
absolutely what
their
happened.
minds aren't trained.
That's exactly what happened. So in the
to see it
meantime,
as they should. Yeah.
trying to gather that, I guess, integrity back,
Right.
and try to get the courage to kind of bring myself to actually talk to somebody else, I actually started getting more strength in who I was.
There you go.
So then, because there were people who came up to me like, "Hey, you single now, so it's time."
Yeah.
And I was like,
It's not.
I don't even want to be around you. You know, I don't even want to talk to you. I don't be around you. You're beautiful, but
Right.
Right.
That's at
Nah.
the right time.
right, yeah. I mean, you had like encounters and had dates and all this stuff, and very nice people. I had nothing to give them, and that hurt them for me to say.
Yeah.
I'm like, I ain't got nothing to give you. Like I have no emotion
But at least you
for it.
were honest.
Right.
And that count for a lot.
But y'all don't be understanding that.
But I'm also
Women don't
glad-
always understand
Because
that.
Well,
they
they don't
use
like
the
rejection.
emotions to do the understanding.
I can fix
They
it.
use the emotions to do the
Women
understanding
need
as
to go
opposed
watch that convention
to-
with women this last
to
year.
the reality of what's
You
going
need
on.
to have a
You know what I
Mhm,
mean?
right.
It was all
It's
men.
it's kind of like
Some
when
women, and I get
you
the
know,
person
when
that
we
you
we
call.
out with
I
our
listen
guys,
to
Uh-huh.
right? We out with our guys, and we having a
You know
good
me.
time, and she might be calling or texting,
Right.
and you not responding,
Mhm.
right? You just kicking it with your
Right,
boy,
having a good
you
time.
drinking, you
Yeah.
watching the game, whatever. But she start creating a scenario
Mhm.
of what you could be doing
Mhm.
that
I
she
remember them
doesn't like,
days.
Right.
I've
Right.
never
And
done
so
that.
now-
by the way.
Now
I've never done that.
imagine
I've
the
never accused him of
feeling
anything.
that
Well,
could
I've never done it
bring
to him.
to that person, even though none of it's reality.
They created their own scenario, their own narrative. Right.
None of it's reality, but the
Right.
feelings. She gonna use her feelings
Mhm.
to dictate what her reality is and try to make it yours.
Right.
And the moment you like, mama,
Mhm.
none of that happened.
Uh-huh.
Now you have become the defendant, and you got to have evidence and exhibit A.
That
B,
was a
C.
real
Can
scenario. What you
I?
just
Yeah.
wait, hold on. What you described is a real scenario because in the midst of that, I had to be like, hold on. We not a couple. So why am I even explaining this to you? I don't.
You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you.
I didn't
that's
want to
how it
answer the
is.
phone.
Yeah, that's
Huh?
how it
In the
be.
dating phase, a girl did that?
Yes, like you didn't check in. Check in.
Yeah.
Were y'all
yeah.
sexually active? See, yeah, that
This
doesn't
was,
count.
this was
Yes.
after your
Most
breakup,
women
right?
who care
Okay.
about themselves,
So
once you have sex, it's like
Yeah.
y'all together, y'all just ain't talking.
Did y'all see the
about
Best Man series, the most recent one?
yes, absolutely.
You remember?
Same
Remember
here.
Morris
Yeah.
Chestnut?
I just watched it,
Remember Morris
yeah.
Chestnut?
Mhm.
I was Morris Chestnut, basically.
Okay,
I was like, all right,
so-
Oh, so you lashed out.
yeah, whatever. You know,
Yeah.
I was just out of it, and whoever came by, I'm like, hey, whatever.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, see, now that negates everything I was just about to say. Because
But-
what I was going to say is I'm thankful that although someone broke your heart, it didn't turn you into a heartbreaker.
I wasn't breaking no heart.
Okay, so you.
I was
just
very
not-
upfront. I was
Okay,
very,
that's what I appreciate.
and what
Yeah,
what
yeah,
they
yeah.
what
That's
they
what I
what they
appreciate.
gave me was what they wanted. But then when I told them what I was not gonna do, that's
Right.
what changed
You
the
weren't
Yeah.
dynamic.
emotionally available
Right,
at that time.
right. Right.
Okay, and you were upfront and you were very
I'm
honest
all-
about
I'm-
it, and that's
yes.
why I call Tommy a man of
Been there
integrity,
before.
who is also single. Yes, he
Every
is.
show?
You said every
Yes,
show.
he
Every
is.
show?
Oh, we trying to play match.
Right.
He is single, baby.
Right. In my hand. Here
Mr.
you can see my
Reggie,
hand. Yeah.
Is not married. Mr. Reggie is also not married, ladies. I don't know. I don't know. We ain't get into that. We ain't get into that. He drunk. Yeah, drink your juice. Drink your juice.
Water for the people.
we
Water for the
we
people.
don't want to
like
put that
Jelly.
business out there. We don't want to put that business.
Yeah.
But we have two eligible bachelors up here. Miss Beautiful. She's is actually married. She's already at the end game.
Yeah, she's
already
got
at the end game.
the ice on the ring on her
Yeah.
finger. That's
Yeah. Yeah, she
it's
brings-
glistening off the lights in
No,
here.
she didn't on
I
my
can take that
cupcake.
for
No, just kidding.
So,
So, Tommy, can I ask you what was your process of healing after that breakup? Because we're gonna get into that. You know, we talked
Process of
about
healing.
we talked about how to identify when it's time to split from a person, right? We talked about the process of actually breaking up with a person,
Mhm.
you know, and now I want to go into the healing part. Yeah. What's your healing look like?
Process.
How did you heal from me, Reggie?
That's where you keep pitching.
Yeah,
I'll ask you that after Tommy.
That definitely didn't.
How
that
you
didn't-
healed from
That definitely
us?
didn't. That definitely didn't heal anything.
Oh, the ladies didn't heal
yeah,
anything.
They didn't heal for me.
And it shouldn't. Take notes, fellas.
Therapy.
That's good.
Having conversations about my actions and the accountability I need to hold.
Mhm.
Feeling comfortable not having to be with somebody was
It's
a
powerful,
step.
right there.
Yeah, it's like just not
That's that
needing
wholeness.
to have the attachment because
Yeah.
that's even while I was married, I didn't know who I was without a marriage because I was husband, I was daddy, still wasn't who I was.
Re-identifying. who you
Right.
are,
So then
yeah.
after that, I started doing my own thing and I was still trying to find exactly who I was, but I couldn't get
Aw.
in touch with myself until that breakup.
Yeah.
So that's when my creativity
and
rose.
Tommy is an artist.
Yeah.
He
Yes,
he.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That is
Oh
dope.
man.
Yes.
Yeah.
That your
Can
picture
they
brought
see
me
that?
inspiration when I walked in
Oh,
here.
word?
Man. Yes, sir.
It look like you, dog.
Yes, sir.
it's
Black
like
Thought.
you.
Maybe that's why I was so inspired, man. Maybe that's why I was so inspired.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
man.
yeah,
Black Thought.
it made like there's a creativity in me that came out that hasn't been out in years, which ironically came out during the relationship, but then I actually embraced it as my own afterwards. And
see,
moving.
You discover newness after you break up. It's like a bird thing, right?
And knowing what you want,
right?
After you thought you had what you wanted, and it wasn't what it was. Now you start realizing, well, what do I want? And I didn't have any answers, so it was like there's no reason to actually get into anything else until I figure out what I really want. Because then when it comes to see if I'm available, I'm like, I'm not. I don't know what you have that will make me be available, but you know,
I know they swear
that.
I mean, it's real.
Start doing it at me. Let me see what happens.
It's real, right? Let me see a resume. What's your work experience like? Right. How long were you at the last job?
Well, I'll always be a reference for Tommy. He is a good man, ladies.
I appreciate that.
He's an absolute great man. I actually paired him on a blind date.
That he wants to get from a woman that wants
no,
to
not in that way. I can't be a reference for them, but I'll always be a reference for him. Just like I'm a reference for Mr. Reggie.
I appreciate that.
He is an absolute great man.
You are transparent enough and to be believable. So go ahead.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I'm gonna tell it like it is.
Yes.
I'm gonna tell it like it is.
All right, they're gonna believe you. Right.
That's what's gonna give you that.
Right.
Yeah.
Make it happen.
We all know Shell nice. She has.
I'm not gonna lie though.
She did put me on a date with a very beautiful woman.
Absolutely,
have
I did, and they had fun.
Negative about a person.
Yes.
Exactly. Oh, really?
When I first met her.
Have I ever revealed something about a person, or have a there's
spoke,
a difference between revealing something and speaking negatively about it.
She was speaking negatively about a situation that was still no, it was you didn't speak on it like in a negative sense, but I could tell it was something that was negative. It was something that was negative, an experience that she had and how she overcame it. It's always fun with this is how I did it. Yeah.
And not speaking negatively
about
a person.
Right.
But yeah, I'll reveal we're supposed to reveal, things.
But you're gonna be like, but she's still sweet as pie, even though she stole my bracelet.
And she wasn't talking about
God is gonna give.
She wasn't talking about a specific person, but experiences that you've been through that actually created who you are.
I am evidence that you don't have to sit in your trauma. I've been through so much trauma.
And still give positivity all the time.
And you do
that's
too.
one of the things I really get inspired with you by. I told you about that story that stick with me about that comedian.
Oh, Jesus.
To be in that position and to carry yourself, that made me start looking at confrontation.
Oh yeah, that was another one.
Yeah,
that was another conversation we had.
Confrontation different. Like I don't have to be combative to still prove the point.
No,
all you got argumentative. I'm giving them what they want. It's
although
my character is what they said it was.
Although you didn't say it, dude is a sucker.
I agree.
I'm not saying
you ain't gotta say it.
I pray, and that's what I love.
That was a sucker move.
I pray the best for absolutely everybody, and I believe that we all have seasons, in our lives for growth. And I feel like that was a teaching moment for absolutely everybody. Real quick, I'll mention this, and this is for y'all too. Before that happened, I was unsure if I should be their friend or not. I was unsure. I was going back and forth if I should be their friend. So there was a situation, and I thank God for the situation, because that situation revealed if I should be this person's friend or not. It revealed their intentions for me, their feelings for me, and I was fine with that. It made me happy because now they birthed a newness. Now I'm able to cut this without having any ill feelings about it. And I know that, I'm not going to be close to this person so they can sting me unknowingly. And that's how y'all should operate, right? Allow people to identify who they are to you and be okay with it when they do. And then just move accordingly. It's so simple. We make things complex that should not be. No, so Mr. Reggie, how you heal from my breakup?
For everybody.
It's not as easy for everybody. But, I'm just at, I don't know. Peace. I'm at peace. I felt a peace.
They are.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm always going to allow everyone to show me who they are. I ain't going to force you to do nothing. I'm going to allow you the space, to just be, and I'm going to sit there and I'm going to see. Those bars. I need to write that down. I need to write that down.
Sure, in a rap song coming out after this.
Right.
So Reggie, I know you love me so much. You love me so much, right? No, not. Oh, he said yes.
Of course,
Aw,
of course.
I loved you too, and the love is still there. You know, I respect you, adore you, all of that good stuff. Anybody got time? Anybody got time? No, but you don't even have to mention for me necessarily, but like how did you heal from breakups? And I want to ask Renina.
Now it's
She's
totally
our person
different than
too.
how I did previously.
Okay.
Previously, the best way that I healed was simply to reflect on what I did or did not do, and go kick it. To be honest, like get out with your guys. You know, kick
Which
it a
you
little
did.
bit.
Yeah, you did. I remember when I found you in that one
know,
place. You told me you was at home.
Well,
Remember? And I was
stop
like,
that!
I
Stop
pulled
that!
up at the
Stop
table.
Stop that!
You sure
I was
did.
bold. I was
Stop
so
that.
bold back then.
Stop that.
Did
Stop
do
that.
when we broke up.
But
You
yeah,
sure
but
I was
yeah,
so bold. I remember I went up to his table. I was like, I thought you was at home.
y'all, this is not true.
No, that's true. That's true. He was having a business
Not
meeting or
true.
something like
I
that.
can't even see that in you, but okay.
It's a good thing.
It wasn't confrontational, was it? But
No,
I had a little
no,
attitude with it. It was a little bit in there.
Sass.
It was a little
You
sass
got
in
the
there.
sass. Yeah, you didn't got attitude.
And then he
I'm
walked out,
sorry,
kissed
you
me
got
on the cheek. I was like,
No, I'm just saying. Now
right.
I view breakups and separations a little different. I feel like okay, so if I'm with you, right, and I'm unhappy, okay.
You was unhappy with me?
No, this is hypothetical. Shell.
Okay. I forgot we on the show. All
Like,
right.
Go and get you a strawberry cupcake or something. Baby, go ahead and eat something.
Is that how you tell a woman to hush? Ain't nobody got
I'm not asking
time.
you to hush. Hush would be love.
would
Can you
never
be quiet for a
admit it.
minute? I wouldn't say hush. Baby, I'm just saying, go and get you something. Enjoy yourself.
You know what?
Yeah, enjoy yourself. Yeah. You know,
Woosah, ladies.
you know
This
it's
is
love.
an example of
It's
woosah.
love,
I
Miss
think I know
Jill.
what you're about to say.
it's love.
Look,
It's
y'all
nothing but
respect my
love.
gifts.
Nothing but love. Nothing but
No, it
love.
is
She
love.
knows.
It's
She
love.
knows.
When it's time to leave.
Yeah, I think the way I look at it, like if I'm with somebody and I am unhappy with that person, right, and I'm doing the breaking up,
Right.
though it's like, well, either way, I'm gonna choose happiness because as an emotion, I have the right to select what I want to feel. So
Right.
I choose happiness. Because if I'm not happy with you, I gotta be happy without you.
Amen.
I
agree
mean,
with
what
that
other
1000%.
option do I have?
Right.
Right? You
I
understand what
agree
I'm
with that
saying? Like there's
1000%.
no other option
Right.
that I have. And so
That's profound, actually.
Yeah.
and I
I
say that because a lot of people, they do allow sometimes the emotional uncomfortability to mess up the day, the week, the month. And I always tell them like sister, brother, how excited were you with them?
Mhm.
Then this your only option. You can't be unhappy in
Yes.
both scenarios. I mean, where do you
You
win?
are the problem.
I
Yeah,
agree.
where do
I
you
agree.
win at?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and for the person who's doing the breaking up,
Right.
you too have no other option but to be happy.
Right.
You're selecting this,
Right.
and you have been given your wish.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, and that's just how I look at it. So, regardless of whether it was me doing the breaking up or me getting dumped, Reg, you win. You know, you get to
Exactly.
choose to be
You're
be happy.
Brother, right.
And so
exactly.
that's really how I take it.
As
You know,
should,
and
right.
I always just reflect on, okay, Reggie, what didn't you do? What could you done? Whatever.
Right.
Self-reflection as far as becoming a better man and a better
Mhm.
person for the next opportunity.
Right.
But I
agree.
recommend all.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
I agree.
Everybody included. It like to
Yeah.
select you know, how you gonna feel with the person, because if you with the person they're happy, then I don't know why you unhappy, because you're
Mhm.
choosing to be with the
Or
person.
it's a
So
temporary
you
feeling
still
that's not
gotta
a fact.
be, yeah.
Okay.
Like I just don't see how you don't allow yourself to let frustration grow within your relationship, man. Especially if it's you choosing. You know, again, if you're unhappy, you have the right to walk away.
Amen.
If you're choosing to stay, bro, you choosing
Gotta
this.
do
Hey, yeah, you're selecting it. Then do
What you
things that you
saying
think
for
will make
still
it
then?
better.
Right.
You
I
know, try to
agree.
make it better so you can be happier because it's your choice. I just don't want it to be something where you choosing unhappiness. Because if you're choosing something that make you unhappy, then you're selecting that, and that's not healthy.
Right.
That's the unhealthy option. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
I
So,
agree.
Yourself at
I
that
agree.
point.
yeah.
You're talking
Now,
to yourself and
now
that
you're
person,
putting
'cause you need to
yourself
let them go.
in trauma.
Right.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
agree.
You
I
putting
agree.
yourself in trauma. So yeah, that's just how I look at it. Reggie, you wasn't happy with her, but then you gotta be happy without her. That's your
Right.
only choice.
You ain't talking about me though, right?
No, sweetheart. I'm
Oh,
not.
okay.
I'm
I'm
not.
I wish he was
making
around
sure.
with me.
When
But
he
if I would have
said
heard that,
to
I
me,
was like,
duh.
right.
I was like, that makes complete sense.
You know what made me
Wait,
think of that?
eat the strawberry. Put
You
that
know-
cupcake in your
you
mouth.
know what
Brittany,
made
I
me
got a
think-
question for you.
I know that's right. Man. You know this, I know that's right.
Ain't nobody got
Go
time.
get one of these strawberries.
There you
Do
go.
your thing.
Did he tell you I broke up with him? No, we're
I
gonna get.
don't recall. Did he? I think so.
Yeah, what?
Well, no. What he said to me was he's never broke up with a woman. He's just agreed after she's.
I
stayed.
like that mutual
Yes,
agreement
yes.
because I feel
That's
like
what he
if we
said.
get
I
to
feel
a
that.
point,
And I
yeah,
said that's cool.
if we
Okay, I
get
can
to a
deal with
point that it's no longer,
Yeah.
for both of our betterment, then it's best for both of us to part ways.
Yeah. So he don't
And
feel
I
like he
agree with
broke
that.
up because the women would be like, "Why don't these work out?" And he'd be like, "Okay, cool. I'll holler at you later."
Right.
So
Respect.
technically, he
Respect
didn't.
both
He
ways.
just agreed.
I'm
Yeah.
glad that you actually put the strawberry in your mouth, though.
Hey, I
But-
listen to the host. This is your show.
Ah,
I'm
see,
just-
this is why
I'm
I
just
dated this
obliging. You know
man.
what
Oh
I'm
my
saying?
This is why I dated this man. He didn't, take that as any type of way or anything. I
Not at
appreciate.
all.
I have so much respect for you, Reggie.
Back at you.
That's
I
funny you say
appreciate
that as far as the whole mutual kind of thing, because it can be perceived as you not putting a fight up to save the relationship too if you don't.
But it wasn't meant
And
to
see,
save.
And
at that
that's a
But see,
point.
form
you
of
expect-
manipulation.
It's a
Yes,
form of
I was
manipulation.
about to say
Ooh,
That's a
that's
form of
good.
If you
manipulation.
want
Good.
somebody to fight for the relationship, then you need to be
That's
honest with
good.
them and say, "This is where I'm at, and
Yeah.
this is what I need from you in order to stay in this spot."
Because as much as I wanted to stay in a relationship, when it was
That
stated
was
all the
abuse,
things, I was
man.
like,
That's
all right,
women for
because
you.
because
If
if
he
if
wants
you
it,
if
he
you
gonna
give me a
fight
list of
for
things
it.
that you want to be improved on and it hasn't happened, and this is the reason for breaking up. What am I supposed to say? Like, all right,
Exactly.
I mean,
yeah.
you got a whole list of things you don't care for, and that's kind of who I am.
Absolutely. And you can't.
Okay, so I want to.
because a lot of it is just that simple. It's a personal choice.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Somebody want their mate to like women who get up if he got to be at work at 5 a.m, she gonna get up at 4 and she gonna cook him breakfast. I ain't that type. So if a man would come to me like, I want you to do that,
I'm that
gonna
type.
be honest
I'm that
and
type.
say it's not gonna work for me, baby boy. Let's be friends.
No.
Yeah.
I feel like that should be okay, even in the beginning. Don't wait till you 6 months in a relationship to start
To
laying that down.
communicate. right.
As women,
It's just
lay it down
communication.
right out the gate.
Yeah.
This is what I want, because you'll
Yeah.
start seeing that man do one or two things. He's gonna start acting like he's doing exactly what you want him to do
Right.
because he's listening to your words,
Right.
which still pay attention.
He gonna go back to
Or
his
he's
default.
Yeah.
he gonna go back
Yeah.
sooner or later. They always
Yeah,
go back.
he
to
gonna go
default.
back
I
to
give it 3
default.
months at the most, and you can see if a man is really who he is or if he became the person you wanted him to be.
Yeah.
If-
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
I'm
last
trying to say
subject.
one more thing. Don't allow someone.
I ain't say yes.
But you gave me the look though. You gave me the yes look. You
Okay,
gave me the
but
yes
go
look.
ahead.
Michelle Bell, you
Don't-
said you
I
did
know,
today when we
right?
was-
Don't
That's your
allow
bunch of
nobody to use that you didn't fight for the relationship because no one
Agreed.
knows what your fight looks like. They have
That's good.
they have a
That's really
picture
good.
of what they feel a fight should be when somebody will fight for them.
Right.
You know what I mean? Everybody have what they believe or an image of what someone fighting for them
And
looks
sometimes
like.
you gotta pick your
But not
battles.
everybody has the same, fight that you trying to picture or imagine in your head. So if you know you fought for the relationship or you are just honest where you didn't even have to fight, then don't allow nobody to guilt trip you into doing anything that you're not comfortable with doing because people will
Amen.
do that.
Yeah.
Sometimes-
Manipulation real.
Sometimes the fight is just giving them the platform to
break up with you.
formally articulate their
over it.
thought.
Yeah.
No. They just want to get together. It's like, you don't want to talk about it. Like, talk about what? You just told me what you like. What do I have to talk about? I'm gonna sit here and listen to this all over again.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I agree.
No.
You do not sit in the misery.
Right.
Yeah,
That
I
makes
agree with
sense.
that.
And
Yeah.
I'm sorry if the
Move
fight
forward.
for them is more than because a lot of people leave relationships
Fight
fighting
for
themselves,
yourself.
fighting for
Fight for
finding
yourself.
who you are.
Yes, Lord.
Within that relationship. And if you
Yes,
got to
God.
pick a battle between fighting for that person and yourself, pick yourself.
Because at that moment when they
And
broke
know
up
who
with
you
you, they
are.
fought you.
Exactly.
who
And now
you
you
are.
gotta, well, okay.
Right.
I'm
Right.
defending myself. I'm
Right.
out.
Exactly.
I'm out. Hey,
Exactly.
I'm
You just
Choose
blocking,
yourself.
hoping you don't get
And
hurt.
you
Right.
don't have to be friends if you don't want to be friends. Don't let somebody tell you that you still in love with that person and this and that because you don't want to be friends with
So
them
let's
after
talk
a
about that
relationship.
really quick. Is it
Let's live
because
right
we
on
didn't
to my
go
business.
exactly because we didn't go into half the stuff we was gonna go.
so
We
cute. You
gonna
be
wrap
having
it
on
up
your
real
cards out
soon.
there that you don't be reading.
I don't be reading not a damn one of them. We going off. So Reggie and myself, we chose to part ways, many years ago. Thank you for being up here and being an example of how two people can part
Can you get applause?
and still respect each other.
That's huge.
All of that good stuff. It is because we there was no disrespect, and you've never shown me anything for me not to respect when it comes to you, except when you told me to put that strawberry in my mouth. But other than
And
that,
that's
no,
as bad
just
as it
kidding.
was?
That's as bad as it
So-
gets with him.
So
That's
when
as
you said
bad
it,
as
was it
gets with
intended to be
him.
disrespectful?
No, I know it wasn't.
So when I said it was disrespectful, but when you said it, it wasn't meant
No,
to be
when I
disrespectful.
said it, it was
Being a favor,
reciprocated.
back.
Yeah, that's all
I
it
don't-
is.
So you was trying to be disrespectful
I was
back.
trying to see
Yeah.
if you was gonna actually do it. No, I'm trying to be
Nobody
disrespectful
was
back.
being disrespectful.
Nobody was being
Banter.
disrespectful.
Ain't that what they call it now?
Banter. There we go. This is the what
Banter.
do they call it? The
Discord.
referee. There we go.
Discord.
I've been doing this a lot of years. So no.
And honestly, I haven't been around too many men on a dating level that I respect enough for them to tell me, what to do or
Mhm.
anything like that.
Without having a reaction.
Without real quick.
You
Like,
need to,
"Ooh,
you
I'm
need
sorry.
to teach a class.
Excuse me. But I respect you and I know it always comes from a good place. But I'm a powerhouse.
Absolutely.
I'm very sweet, but it ain't sweet.
It's
You know what I'm
alright.
saying?
It's
So
alright.
but you
Yeah.
know that about me.
You need a
but
man who
you-
can articulate his feelings.
Amen.
You do.
Reggie.
Yeah.
Mr.
Yeah,
Reggie.
yeah.
Okay, so now, Mr. Reggie, we separated and all that good stuff. Tommy, I want to know about this from you as well. She's as well. Look at you.
It's not over the
Is it? I'm always really good friends with the person that I date's family, and their friends. So when you break up with that person, me and her always had a bond. Why? Because I honestly feel like because they know that I'm genuine and they know I'm sincere. So I formed that bond with the family. They know I don't have any ill intent with their, family member. So are you breaking up with the family too? I had to break up with the family too.
For a minute.
Just for a minute. Then we was like, Reggie. We love you, Reggie.
That's usually the case.
We love you, Mr.
We had
Reggie.
to break up for a minute.
Yes. Yes.
But in my
Is it
opinion,
healthy to remain or not? Or
if kids are involved, yes. If not, I feel like it starts unneeded issues. And at the end of the day, love is love, but that family member is always going to come first.
yeah.
And if a person on the other end can't respect that and understand it, it's going to be a confrontation one way or another somewhere.
Right.
Like, I remember the time where he was in another relationship and he was like, don't invite Shell. And I was bothered by
you
that.
said that?
I told you. Remember, I called you like, that's my
out
brother,
of respect,
and I want to
and
respect.
I wouldn't go.
He wasn't saying it in
Yeah.
the manner of you. It
Right.
was the respect for the relationship
Right.
he was in.
Right. That's out
And,
of respect.
yeah.
Both ways. But
You
I
know,
will
we had that
say,
situation again.
but I will say in the very beginning though, because that's maturity. Because in the very beginning, when we all went to dinner, your ex was at dinner with us, and she was a friend of
brought her?
yours.
He probably told me, and I didn't respect it because
Oh,
at
okay.
that time
I
I
was
thought
like, that's
different
my
of it
friend.
too.
So,
Yes, because I felt like if we're all adults, I'm huge
but that
on being
speaks
adults.
maturity. That speaks
Exactly. And
maturity.
it took for me,
And
I
go.
think, to understand why he felt like it was some form of disrespect to the current. Because
Yeah,
to me,
I
it was
would
like,
never
this our
want to
relationship.
be
It
that
ain't got nothing to do with
person.
y'all.
I would never be that person to make somebody else feel uncomfortable.
Mhm. But
you
some
know?
women are.
Yeah,
So I
I've
understood
never
where
been
he
that.
was.
I'm never gonna make people choose between me and their
Mhm.
brother. I've been in that situation
I
before. I
got
told
you.
you I've been in that situation
Mhm.
before. With
I had the
getting a little
opposite.
personal, but with my son's father,
Mhm.
I've been in that situation before. And instead of me you know, a lot of their family was like, no, you know, Shell is our sister. Shell is this and that. I back back. Why? Because I don't want to ever be that for somebody. I don't want
I
to
agree.
be that entity that caused uncomfortability in any type of situation. So, but no, you didn't say that, Mr. Reggie.
Yeah. Like
No, but
I
that's
mean,
okay.
to
Yeah,
be
no,
honest,
I respect that.
to be honest, I've had this happen to me
And the
several
relationship
occasions
He
should
used to
be
be
separate.
mad at me
due
and
to
my
my
other
sisters, right? Due to my sisters befriending
Building a
those either
friendship.
I have dated or
Yeah.
have been in a relationship with.
Yeah.
When I go somewhere with somebody I may be currently into, it was always somebody I
It's time
used
to
to
wrap it
talk
up.
to there. You
But
know what I
let's be
mean?
honest, I
And,
think it was a family thing.
and it was just like
my kids'
like,
father
I don't
popped up
get
at
it.
Thanksgiving after we ain't been together. Yes, and y'all would do it.
Yeah, but we didn't bring them.
So y'all
Yeah,
feel
I'm
like
saying-
it should be
Invite him.
separate.
He would call like, "What y'all do?" Oh,
I've
you can
never
stop
done
by.
that.
So y'all
I've
feel
never
like it
done
should
that.
be separate. Y'all feel like you should be breaking up with the family in that case.
Me
I feel like
personally,
you
Keep
have
it
to. I don't
separate.
think
Okay.
you should.
no,
I don't think it should be because we all adults, but I feel like you sort of have to,
And
depending on the person
you
they're dealing
expect
with.
it when you're no longer dating that woman. You expect the
well,
severance,
because I'm not one who generally befriends
Yeah.
exes.
right?
You know what I mean? Unless we have a child or a business together,
Right.
I don't understand why we need
You've
to
always
keep
said
talking.
that.
All right,
And
I've
we're
always
not
been like
friends.
that.
I'm
You
not
know what I mean?
friends with any of my
Yeah,
exes.
yeah. Like
We're
I
not
just tend
friends,
not to do
but
that. So
We are
like
cordial.
when
and there's
it
not
comes
an
to my
issue with being
family,
cordial.
like to me, and it's childish, right? I'm putting it out there, y'all. It's
Glad you
childish.
started that
To
off.
me, I feel like my ex still had a part of me now because she still get attached to my sisters or my mother
You're
or
not
my
talking about me
brother.
though.
He
He's
felt
not talking
You know
about
what
me.
I'm saying?
I'm
This
in
was-
a different
Like, after
category
the-
when it comes to
he
this.
still
She still has a part of me. See, breaking up with me means you get none of Reggie, none of me, right?
That is so. That
And
is
so, like I said, it's childish, y'all. I said that. I started off with that, right? It is childish.
I can see a lot
The-
of men thinking like
the-
that though.
The
I
way
can see
I
that.
see it now, like I totally understand.
Renina's like, I am not a part
that
of this package
two
deal.
adults are can be
Because we talked
friends.
a long
Yeah.
time
and build
no
business. Like-
talking at
like-
all here.
You know, Shell and my
But our
sister.
friendship wasn't
Yeah.
based
Right.
on
I
And
know.
we
you.
never
That's what I'm saying.
we never
Right,
spoke during
right.
those years or
Exactly.
anything.
Yeah,
No
yeah,
type of
Friendship wasn't
anything.
built on
Yeah.
that.
So I mean,
But no
now it
disrespect,
would
no
it wouldn't
anger
really
either.
affect me. I just if my family members know that I'm either dating or in a relationship with somebody
Just
that they
respect
give me
it.
exactly
That's it.
that's it.
That's
But
understandable.
adults being friends, whether I used to date them or not,
So you would
I was
never be my
childish
friend.
about it.
You would never be my friend. Now, mind you, again, Reggie doesn't
I
believe
doubt it.
he.
I'm just being honest,
Listen,
man. I'm
I
just
can't
being
finish a
honest.
question at this
Right?
table,
I
Lord.
doubt
Can't
it.
even wrap it up.
I'm sorry.
So Reggie doesn't believe in being friends with exes. I am not friends with any of my exes. I feel like if we were to become friends, once I get in a relationship, then I would stop that friendship.
Exactly.
So there's no purpose of there being a friendship, but we can have a mutual respect and we can be cordial.
If we texting, it's because Reggie getting to know you to become something outside of friends.
Understood.
You understand what I'm saying? Like I'm not
Understood. Don't
texting
be
how your
texting my
So
phone,
how your day
Reggie.
friend is
going
just
and-
defined by y'all talking.
No, that means he has a
No.
motive. That's what he's saying.
Exactly.
He has an
I'm asking
agenda.
in regards to what makes you feel like y'all can't be friends in the state that y'all are now, where y'all
You
can
talking about-
converse about business, y'all can
You
converse
talking about
and give
me
each
and
other
him?
advice. To me, that can be a friend. You don't have to talk to him every day.
Because
or,
I feel like if I got into a relationship with somebody, which I am a wife and I'm going to be married to somebody one day, that I would have to say it again, !
oh, you saying cut him
Um,
off so that'll be
I
wrong
would
to him.
yeah,
Yeah.
vice versa.
Yeah.
Vice versa. When he gets in a relationship, I don't
Yeah.
think his woman is gonna respect.
Yeah,
I would
or
have
even
an
be
issue
comfortable
with
with that.
you being
Yeah,
friends with
yeah.
your ex. I would.
And that's one of the reasons
Have
why I
re-
don't
but
do
I
it.
don't
I don't
have
see the
friends with my
benefits of it.
exes. So if you see me and Reggie talking, you know what it is.
Yeah. Right. I'm just being honest. Real talk.
That's the end of the that was the
Hey,
end,
y'all,
right
I'm just being honest.
But
Real
we
talk.
would never do that. But we would never do that because neither one of us would go back to the past. So we would never do that. Okay. Just clarifying that Reggie is single, Mr. Reggie. But yes.
Why they over there
Yes,
laughing? I
yes.
missed
And
it.
I'm single and I'm not dating. I am not dating. I'm not dating. Why? Because I haven't been presented with somebody that I want to date. So that's why I'm not dating. So Mr. Tommy.
Oh, that's a change. I like that.
Fellas, hit me up.
Oh my God.
Wait, what does that
For
mean?
relationship, because that seems
What
real
what does that
Hey,
mean?
hey,
What
hit
does
me
that
up.
mean?
You need to communicate that a
Nah,
little.
I hope no one,
Hit you
no
up
male
for
believes
what?
I'm saying hit me up in the romantic sense, right?
Nah, don't
But
do that.
it was just a joke to, to learn about Shelly's, right? She's single. No man has approached her the right way.
You trying to teach a class, Lord? You
Hit me
teach so
up.
many
You talking about
classes.
hit you up so they
You
get
trying to get a
David Shell?
Ah, you know
tutorial?
what I mean?
We
You
need
trying
our
to get
It
a
cut.
was
tutorial?
a joke.
You trying to give a
We need
tutorial
some-
how to
we
was
date
need
a
a
our
joke.
cut
sister?
of that.
No, we gotta bring him. Brother.
We should do
please.
a show where
Bring
you
in
have
Mr.
him interview guys like you did.
I would love Reggie to interview.
Yeah.
I would love
Yeah,
Reggie
we
and
should do a
Tommy
show
to
like that.
interview.
That would be nice.
To do what?
Have them interview guys for her, and then y'all pick one. For her
So
to
the
date.
last person I dated, she interviewed.
Yeah.
He
We
he
did inbox interviews.
yeah.
What happened?
It was.
she
I
didn't
actually
pick him.
enjoyed It. Yes,
didn't
I
pick him.
didn't. The other person picked him
because she said that he was a player,
I felt it.
and it was
And he
true.
was.
It was true.
Oh,
So
he
I would
was,
I would
yeah.
absolutely, but
The person that I picked for her, I think she should have went on. But
It's too late for him?
I felt
It's
pressured
definitely too
and
late
went
for
with the male's
all
point
of
of
that.
view,
Too
thinking
late.
he
He lost
know
the game,
males
it's too
better
late.
than me.
Right, he didn't even get to play.
So that was
on the bench, just waiting to
That's
go
all
in.
bad, man. That's
They
all
was
bad.
waiting.
Game
I'm like,
over.
"Hey, my inbox
Man.
was cracking like Cocoa Pops."
So
was
that
like, "What in
was-
the world?" They were serious too.
Yeah, I need to
Never
talk.
met
I need
me,
someone. I'm
never
talking
knew
to the
me.
fella.
And it was open for it.
Answering my questions. What do you do? What do you do in the afternoon after you work? How many kids you got? What's your last relationship? What
so
happened?
y'all both
What's your
know
relationship with
that
your
I'm
fathers?
somebody
I mean,
who
mothers.
doesn't get out a lot, and I'm a super homebody,
Mhm.
but I have a desire to be married.
Mhm.
But how am I supposed to,
Exactly.
if I'm never like going places and really being out socially? And we're gonna wrap it up, guys. But at this time, I was introduced. I kind of saw a lot of people who were in my position, and I wanted to put them on or pair them on blind dates to give them that experience. So my friends, including Shisa, decided to pair me on blind dates. So there were men that interviewed, and they picked several guys. It was only one date,
Yeah.
but there was that one person that I did decide to
Then
date,
she
which was
started
like
copping
6
up.
months
So this is
later.
like the
It was like
Bachelorette?
six,
Sorta,
something like that.
Mhm.
But it was
Did
like
the
6
guys
months
know you
later
were choosing
that I
between them?
decided.
They knew we
No,
were choosing.
they-
I
yeah,
explained
they
the situation.
interviewed.
I told them,
Oh
They-
man,
are
I
you
could have
open
told
to
you
this?
that none of that was gonna work out. No alpha male is gonna let other dudes sit there, let her pick between other dudes in front of them.
Wait a second.
It was
No
it was
man is
one
gonna
on
be
one.
okay
It
with
wasn't
that.
All right.
like that. This was all through inbox, so nobody knew who else was doing. Nobody knew
But
nothing.
they knew they were in competition with other men. That's why I just asked you. Did they know?
Yeah.
that-
I'm
Wait,
doing
what's
it.
wrong? You
I was
wouldn't
just
do
gonna
that?
say, wait a
Ma,
minute.
Ma,
I'm not
if
worth
you.
you. I'm not worth. I'm not worth you.
They don't know you to
It
know
was
if it's
fun.
worth it yet.
They
All they
am
know
I?
is what they
But
see.
am I?
No, some of them
But
knew
am
her.
I?
These was her Facebook friend inboxing me that wasn't even my friend. They were sending
Oh,
me
so they knew
Facebook
you.
and friend requests. to
They
inbox
knew me
about
from
her.
like a distance.
Not exactly.
Oh, so they didn't know
her,
you.
know her.
So they didn't know you.
They saw your pic. They saw your
knew
pic.
So they
Facebook.
know, exactly. They know how you look.
Yes,
That-
exactly.
Pretty much,
They knew
they knew
Facebook.
how you look as an attractive young lady. Ma, if you knew,
I'm
right?
attractive.
If
Thank
I-
you,
They were so
Reggie.
goofy. They were making it known. Like one guy, I was like, "So what do you
Boogie,
like
I'm
about
just
her?
saying,
Oh,
if-
her
if-
appearance.
If me and you was
What outside
Brother,
of her
sister,
appearance?
quarrel, Lord.
exactly, that's what. Of
So
course,
I was asking
they
the
knew
right
that
I
she
didn't
was
get through none of my
attractive.
stuff today.
But any male
I
that said
coulda
that,
told
I
you that.
disregarded.
Yeah.
It was the
I'm not
male.
doing
Sometimes the
that.
topic
And I'm
just
not gonna
rolls
mention
on
the
its
male
own.
name. I feel like he wanted to date to be bad. If you see this, we still cool. I love you.
Yeah,
But
I'm
I
not
think
doing
he
that.
wanted to date to be bad because he wanted to date her.
Mm.
So I should
I
have stepped
understand.
in
You should-
out of my feminine
You understand?
energy into the
I
masculine
wouldn't do it,
energy
but
and
I
told
get
him.
it.
You wouldn't do it for me, Reggie.
I think that
Ma,
was some
not
good
if I didn't know you
dudes.
or if I saw you from a distance. Look, you know how many beautiful
But if
women I
you-
see online from a distance?
But if
Right?
you know me, so would you do it for me?
Now that I know
Yes.
you,
Yes.
yeah, I know you though.
Ah,
I
okay.
know, I know the
So
woman
then it was
that
worth
you
it.
are.
So when you
And
meet a
everything-
woman
I'm-
and you walk up to her,
Yeah,
what's the thing? What's the difference?
The-
like
the-
to me,
the
'Cause you
difference is-
competing against
But-
every dude
of
in that room
course,
at that
of
same
course,
time.
of
But
course
all
you
of
are.
the qualities
But-
that you
But
know
just
exist.
because, I know a lot of attractive women who don't get approached like that. They don't, because men are intimidated.
I agree.
But
Ooh, that's
so,
good. That's
so
powerful.
if I'm
That's
man enough
powerful.
to do that, yeah, they may be looking from afar in competition, but they not really in competition because they ain't gonna have the balls to do what I just did, which is say something.
I don't think
And
that's
not
the
only
truth.
that,
Yeah.
and not only
Because
that,
was they not in your
PV
inbox
said, yes,
prior
sir.
to it?
I
Yeah,
ain't
they was
talking
definitely in
about
the inbox.
So they were already
the
trying
inbox
to-
is not the
But
same
they- but
as
it's
me
not-
coming up to her face to face. It's easy for me to send you a just like you said when you break
I
up.
get that.
Should
Yeah,
I
get
text
that.
them
Yeah.
or should I say it face to face?
Right.
It's totally different.
They wouldn't
It's
have
easy.
the option though.
The option
You
to
were
what?
very like,
To meet her. Like
they definitely went
Well,
I
out.
feel like
then-
they sort of calling them Sims and they not.
But that's because I was closed off to
I'm-
everybody.
I'm just saying.
I
I'm
was
just saying.
closed off to
When, I'm
absolutely
just
everybody.
saying. This is my opinion, fellas. This is my opinion. When you love you, right? You know what you bring. You know who you are, right? I'm just saying. For a woman to sit in, there's men that you knowingly know she choosing. King, are you not thinking to yourself, this is an easy choice? Then of course it's me. What you mean?
You should.
What you
think that,
mean?
but you
So-
should still have the
so-
security to go after it too. If you
of
think that and
course.
then you scared to go after it, how secure are you?
But
Is it
it
X?
sounds like y'all was doing rounds.
No, it wasn't.
Like, bro, you got kicked out of round one. You know what I mean? Round two.
No, it
Round
wasn't.
two.
No, it wasn't.
Of course, when you
It
date
wasn't
somebody,
like
you're
that.
going to be unknowingly in
You said
competition. I mean, even when you're in a relationship, you're going to be
Exactly,
in
yes.
competition to some level or to some degree.
For your entire life.
But I'm just saying, I can love hypothetically. I'm gonna say a Megan Good, right? I can love her from afar. I can try to DM her because to some of these guys, I'm assuming you said they don't have the opportunity to. So
No, I'm saying
it's the
But
same.
that's because I'm
Exactly.
closed
Right.
off.
They don't have the
Right.
opportunity.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
They don't have the
Type of thing.
opportunity to.
Yeah.
So me DMing her, I don't have the opportunity, right?
Right.
But wait, hear me out, right? I'm just saying, if you can DM her for this game, then you can DM her on your own. And if she don't respond,
I don't respond.
player,
Mhm.
keep it moving. Then I understand it may be something you want,
But, I
but
don't
bro,
respond
you
to
want it.
anybody.
Yeah,
Okay,
I think
then.
that's
Oh,
what it
well,
is.
you ain't the one. Then you ain't the one. That's all I'm saying. That you're not the one.
Males
How
need to get
you're-
that energy,
You're not the
but
one. Then
I
keep
get
it
you.
moving.
Right.
I get the
That's all
energy.
I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying they simps or none of that.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, bro, look, you handsome,
Mhm.
you fine, you doing your thing, you smart.
That's
You
where these
understand what
men
I'm
get
saying?
lost in these
You
women.
around women
Yeah.
who are attractive to some degree,
Right.
maybe not to Shell degree, maybe higher. I don't know, but you around attractive women, right? And all I'm saying is, get connected to one of them, brothers. That's all I'm
I
saying.
agree.
Don't do it. No, I'm just hollering at the dude. Don't do that to yourself, bro. Don't do that. That's all I'm saying. Don't do it to yourself.
I agree. I will say as we're wrapping it
apologize,
up.
Jack.
No.
Oh, okay. I thought I was
Right.
rambling. That's all.
No,
Oh.
not at all. You teaching.
Yeah, I care about this.
Yeah.
Women
You
only respect
teaching.
men that they only respect masculinity. That they gonna when your woman is masculine, fellas, check yourself. You're probably doing something feminine to her. To her. You know what I'm saying? If she doing some masculine, check it to her. Whatever you doing, or thinking, or saying,
I think
it
there's
could
a
be
good balance.
feminine to her. That's all
There's
I'm
a
saying.
good balance.
You know what I mean? Like that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm
She
saying.
feels like she
That's
has
it.
to take that space.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, Shell is beautiful. She beautiful and everything, right?
What about my
But-
core?
But I'm just saying she can go
I'm
out.
more than
She can go. I
the
bet she
outer.
wouldn't join the game for a dude to do that.
no.
She wouldn't do it. That's all
But
I'm
you know, but you
saying.
have
That's
to
all I'm
understand.
And you know
I
why?
wouldn't either.
You know why? Because Shell
Killed you.
understands.
No. But listen.
She understands.
What you
I'm
have to-
attractive.
No.
Men want me.
But no,
I can
listen.
get men. You
I
understand
think
that?
these guys
Listen.
felt like that. Well, I ain't gonna say all of them, but I think some. Of
I'm
them.
sorry.
No. Y'all are fine, but I just need to exclaim really quick that again, men and women are absolutely built different, and
Right.
I do feel like men should be the
I
pursuers,
agree with that.
right? So that
Mhm.
that in that case, that's why I wouldn't join something like that because it
Mhm.
would be like a woman pursuing a man, and I'm not doing that. I'm not ever pursuing a man. My
Like, would
husband
you
is
even
gonna have
approach
to
a
come
guy
and
be
get
like,
me.
"Hey, you cute? Can I have your number?"
Reggie's cute.
Yeah, I'm not
Tommy's
that type
cute.
either.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm never. He's gonna have
Mhm.
to come get me. He's
Yeah.
gonna have to put in the
I
effort behind it. But the reason why this was
You
in
said we
place
got
for
roles.
me is because men had to go through layers to get to me, which is a lot of women who has gone through trauma.
What about his
A
trauma?
lot of women, no, that's not their trauma.
He came
No,
on his own, so he hopefully had deal with
a
his
lot
trauma
of
before he
women that are
came.
in a very protective state of themselves, which they should be,
That ain't fair.
are the women that
That's
I
my
was
point.
That ain't fair at
are the
all.
women that I was pairing on blind dates as well. Why? They just want to feel safe.
Mhm.
You know, they
There
don't
was other
want to
people
date
that we
strangers.
we
They just
set
want to
up
feel
after that,
safe.
too.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. You know what I've
I
gone
don't
through?
think it came from like a
They want to
desperate
feel
or
safe.
No,
I
no
can't
doubt.
find
Yeah, so
nobody.
that's
I think
all.
it came from a good
That's all that
space
was. But
of,
we're gonna wrap it up
she's
here.
attractive. I love her post about God.
How
her
can I get
loving on
closer to
people.
her?
Let me
That's
see
all it
if this is
was.
who she really is.
And
go
you'd
for
have
it.
to go through
I
these
feel
layers.
like as a man to do that.
And I respected it.
the men you see
Hush.
nowadays, they want you to go.
I
after
wouldn't do
them.
it again.
Like I
No,
think
I
that was
wouldn't do
good
it
for
again,
a man
though.
to do that. Swallow your pride, answer these questions. I feel like that was, to me, the man that at first I'm not gonna
But I
lie,
do
that was my
appreciate you
initial
saying I'm
thoughts,
worth
but then
the
I
effort.
checked
I
myself.
appreciate
It was
that.
like,
Yeah.
I feel like that's what anybody should do. I wouldn't be on no show trying to date one man.
No, but I feel like it's
But
okay
it
for a
stemmed to
man.
that,
But I feel like it's
yes.
okay for men to date one woman.
And
Absolutely.
I can understand why you would feel that way.
Yeah.
Me and the guy will
So,
look at each other for 6
So
hours.
we
If you
didn't-
don't come say nothing to him, we just gonna be looking at each other because I'm not walking up to you.
so we didn't
No,
get to
I agree with
absolutely
that. Yeah.
everything, but I will say really quick that Tommy is also evidence that you can be in a relationship with someone, break up with someone,
Yeah, I
and
wanna hear
remain
about that too.
friends. Not only did they remain friends, but they built a successful business together with artistry, right, Tommy?
Yes.
Did you still have feelings for her? Really quick, and we got to wrap it up, y'all.
I did.
You still have feelings for her. How did you process that? How did you separate the two?
I'm a man of my word. Before we even, the business is hers. I had a business similar prior.
So you didn't leave her high and dry.
No,
Man of integrity.
but in the midst of us initially dating, I said, I believe in what you're doing, regardless of whatever happens with us. I'm still going to stick around and
I
help.
love that.
So
So-
That's why I love
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
It speaks to the core
So,
of who you are.
it was hard.
It do.
It was hard.
Because I bet that was hard.
It was hard, but
But your word being your bond was more important
Yeah.
than your emotions. And I feel like that's what a lot of people are missing.
Right.
now.
So
And
the
this-
reality was at one point we had a conversation, said, all right, in the midst of this, if we were ever to get engaged in a serious relationship amongst ourselves with someone else, we would have to come back to the table and talk about that because our significant others probably would
Exactly.
have a side eye to it.
Yeah.
If they understand the dynamic, it won't, but we just have to have
And there were no underlying benefits
None.
involved.
none at
That's
all.
beautiful.
None at all.
Because a lot of people be trying, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean,
She said,
I'm still
mhm.
helping.
Yeah.
right. I mean, we had those
You ain't
discussions
going to
sometimes.
nobody
Like, I mean,
else.
it was some discussions like that sometimes. Like, look,
But you
I'm
never
here.
crossed the line, right?
No, we
Exactly.
never crossed the line.
Very
Yeah.
respectful.
So would you rekindle that relationship if it was offered to you today?
Don't answer that
Why?
because she might be listening.
Oh, okay.
Do you
Facts.
want to
You right,
answer
you
it?
right, you right.
Because you don't want to give her
Yeah,
no.
don't. It's
You know
fine.
what
Don't
I'm
answer
saying?
it.
She
Yeah,
knows
you
that.
right.
She knows
You don't
that.
wanna-
She knows
you
the
don't wanna
answer.
put her.
Okay.
You don't want to
She
put,
she
put
we
her head.
knows the answer, and it just went
It's
black.
a good
so
man right here.
the screen just went black, so I don't know what happened.
I said she don't even know
was
that.
like,
Don't
hey,
worry
it's
about it.
over.
You're right.
Don't worry
Good.
about it.
Good. No, we had a discussion about that. We both know where that stands.
Okay, amen to that.
Mm-hmm.
So today we did
You
not
didn't wanna
get.
hook him up.
I have been hooking him up. Well, I've only done it once, but
Yeah.
I would like always be a reference for you and be
6
like,
degrees of separation is funny. I found out that person knows another person. I mean, it's a very close circle. I saw. All of a sudden, I
The
saw.
person she hooked you up
Yeah, I
with?
saw-
Are you
That?
serious?
No, and she knew somebody else. I saw her
Oh,
on a
okay.
thread. I was like, oh, let me back
Milwaukee
up out
is
this thread.
small.
It is.
But
It's
that's
not,
what we
but
talk
it is.
about on our show as well.
Never
you
met her before in
know?
my life, but that night, and then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
like, her and
We
him
talk
and him.
about dating with
Yeah.
maturity because at the
Mhm.
end of the day, more than likely you're gonna date someone that knows somebody else that maybe you want to date or have dated.
Yeah.
Oh,
We're
that's
dating
dating with
adults.
maturity?
We're
Oh.
adults. Ain't nobody got
I'm
time
childish
for
with
that.
That's where my childish side come out.
But
there.
we'll go more into that on the next show. So we're gonna wrap it up, y'all. I feel like we should do a part 2 because we did not get to
We didn't get
half
through
of
all
the things that we
questions.
were supposed to get to. So I would be honored if y'all bless us once again with y'all presence.
Am I
We're still live.
Oh, okay.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
gotta
You're gonna
ask.
see she's on the show. Coming a lot. You're gonna see her a lot because I believe she has so much. There we go. There we go. Want the world to know she got a lot to show.
Yes, honey. That
Yes,
journey.
Lord. Yes, yes. And we've done a lot of growing over the years. So, I always say when we learn something, it's our responsibility to teach somebody else. So we got a lot to teach. Do y'all have any final words that y'all want to give to people? Any advice in regards to the process of letting go? Or anything at all? Healing. Don't be looking at me like that, Mr. Reggie. I'm just playing, y'all.
My last 2 cents would be to, if you have a bitter, grudging, angry, frustrated, confused default emotion, that you have the right to change it, man. You know what I mean? Make yourself happier. Do things that make you happier, so that when things are going wrong, your default would be joy still. And I think that was one of the biggest things that I've learned about myself was my default wasn't joy. It really wasn't. I felt like I was better angry for whatever reason, just mad at something or somebody. I felt better, so I would make things up. And so change your default emotion, if you find yourself, because that'll help with your relationships, with breakups, and possibly teaching that to your significant other so they can do that too, so that the breakup won't be hard if that's necessary.
Beautiful.
I appreciate you for having me on here. I appreciate everybody for allowing me to say my 2 cents. So thank you. Nothing but love, Shell. Nothing but love.
Thank you for sharing your wisdom, Mr. Reggie. And that's why I dated him, y'all. That's why I dated him. He's a great man. A lot of greatness in there. A lot of that was responsible from his big sister, Shisa. Any final words, Queen? Y'all do. She's always speaking about the things that her little big brother has taught her. So
first and foremost, I want to thank both of you. I don't think I've ever told y'all individually, but you guys have affected my growth a lot. And both of you are younger than me. So my ending message was for the older generation to stop feeling as if they cannot listen to the younger generation when they speak. I've came in contact with a lot of the younger generation that has a lot of wise words. But the main thing in regards to relationships that I would like to end on is do not mistake a breakup for a growth spurt within yourself. I went through that where I've grown into this new person and expected my husband to catch up or get lost behind. Got to give grace and patience, the same grace and patience that I wanted my family to give me while going through that same growth.
Amen. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. Yes, Lord. And that's why she's going to be back on the Shine Your Light podcast very often indeed. Tommy, any last words to share with the people?
Yes. Very, very, very wise person once said, if you weren't happy with them, you got to be happy by yourself.
He's okay.
That was some dope words. Hey, I will never forget that ever. So
I told him
that was cold. That was bars. Right. You gotta be happy by yourself. Yes.
We gotta put that on a t-shirt. Really quick, I just realized we didn't do this part, guys. Very important. If somebody wanted to purchase a book from you, Mr. Reggie, where can they contact you?
My book is called My Daddy's Hat. You can find it on barsandnobles.com, or you can find it on Amazon.com.
My Daddy's Hat.
Shout out to Orange Hat Publishing.
Yes, shout out to them.
As Shell mentioned, I do counseling as well. You can find me on Instagram, Mr. Reggie at Mr. Reggie 12, and just send me an inbox. Or I'm sure Shell may tag me in this. So I'm also on Facebook, and so you can just send me a message and I'll reach out.
And just remember, ladies, he is single. Yes, he is.
Yeah, if the conversation is about relationship,
business
please
person.
understand, I will likely just leave it on red. I hope this is about counseling. I appreciate it.
Gotta leave that disclaimer at the bottom.
Who knows? Shiza and I might be interviewing future dates for this wonderful man. And then also the beautiful Shiza, if they wanted to reach out to you for graphic design, all of the things that you do with She's a Guide and She's a Vibe, how can they reach you?
So if you are looking for assistance with business, you can reach it. Well, you can go to my website, instructorshe'saguide.com. And if you're looking for custom items for personal or business as well, so your logo on things to market, promote.
Yes.
Definitely check us out. Our website will be released June 3rd, she'savibe.com. But again, we're on Facebook as She's a Vibe for customization.
And she is cold, y'all. She is cold with the design.
100% done by me. We don't buy images. I create them myself. That's the best part.
Yeah, I'll show you guys some skates, some beautiful skates that she made for me. Can't skate worth a lick, but I'm gonna be shining in diamonds, okay, once I'm out there. But I really hope y'all enjoyed the show. You already know if you're watching this show that y'all are my family. I consider y'all to be my family. Y'all are my cousins and them, okay? Yes, Lord. So thank y'all so much for joining us today on the Shine Your Light podcast. We love you dearly. And until next time, see you soon. Bye.